can go and find our lost parents. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. The story began with him losing his parents and stuff. And, like, all the Guardians and stuff. I'd totally forgotten what the actual story of that game was, because it was more of just, like, a mindless 3D platformer type thing that I could do.
Yeah.
Damn. Give me 1 second to grab some paper towels here.
Uh-oh.
I'm not echoing, am I?
No. Not
okay,
yet,
good.
at least.
I was hoping with the new Big Sur update that might...
fix that issue we kept having?
Yeah, it would fix that issue with my AirPods, and so far it seems like it. They've also added the actual ability to switch it between transparency and whatnot modes. But anyway, yeah, so I beat the game, and they're like, and there's so many other worlds and whatnot to do after this, and Lucky's adventure isn't over quite yet. And I'm like, oh, you perfectly set this up for a sequel.
Good.
Which might never come, because I have no idea if this game like made money or was really big or anything.
That game has been out for a while too.
Yeah, because the one I played is technically a remake of the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the remake came out this past year, which I didn't know that either. So.
Yeah, originally came out in
maybe
2017. Yeah.
So maybe there'll be a sequel to play. I don't know.
Maybe.
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
But that's really cool. Jedi Fallen Order looks really, really fucking gorgeous. Can't wait to play more of that. I did find out something interesting just before we logged on here. Apparently, Best Buy is honoring that Microsoft deal. Has that Microsoft deal for the Series S and the Series X.
The all access?
The all access deal and the monthly payments, but it's still done through Citizen One, but you can sign up for it through BestBuy.com.
Yeah, you were supposed to before. Didn't I send you the link for that one before?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
I'm a bad person. I thought I sent it to all of you. Well, it might have been one of the times you were at work when I was texting it.
But the question becomes how if you have the ability to sign up for it in store.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just know you can do it online. So if you go here, incoming text message in a second.
Oh, package savings may not be available in store. Package price is no longer valid if you return one of the items.
Yeah, I think...
So it might not be available in store right now.
Yeah, I think it might just be .com. So if you click on that link I just sent you via the text messages, you'll see it, and it leads you to the page that talks all about it, and then you can choose your console of choice. And it's the same thing. It goes through Citizen 1 and everything. Obviously...
I'm on it right now, yeah. But, yeah, it just shows us sold out.
Yeah.
So that's cool that Best Buy's offering the deal as well. Just be interesting if they allow it to be ordered in store.
That way, yeah. I don't know, because even... obviously the thing about the Microsoft Store is you could do it there in the store. But I think it's a online-only thing even in general right now, just because technically you're supposed to be able to only order the consoles through the website. Clearly,
yeah.
Some people were able to get it other ways.
Yes.
So, that's a thing.
Speaking of some people, how are you enjoying your Series X?
Good. It's great as long as Destiny's 2 servers are not fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what
could be just a general thing.
Yeah, oh no, it's something going on, because earlier today, I was playing earlier this morning before we went shopping, and it was running fine. It was lightning fast, and course, it is sold out, Taj. But just now I was playing, and I was on the Cosmodrome trying to do some bounties and stuff, just fucking around trying to power up and everything. And I went to fast travel from one area of the map to the other, and it took like almost 10 minutes to load.
Oh, really?
Like, I could go into my menus like you normally can when you're fast traveling, and I could do everything. The game was still running, but it would go out and it would just be the black screen with this logo in the middle, and then eventually it loaded in, and then even then I was at like bad guys were jumping around the screen, and I was like, interesting. Then I went to go to another area just on my Sparrow, and I got stuck in one of those in between loading areas. So I was stuck, and I was like, okay, and I'm waiting. I was like, all right. So then I went to fast travel back to another area, and it did the same thing. It was loading forever, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll just go to the tower. And then it wouldn't let me because I'm fast traveling already. So I had to exit the game and go back in just so I could get rid of, like, go through all the stuff that I picked up. I was trying to, like, just, go through. I was like, good Lord. And then it booted me while I was in the tower, and I was like, all right, well. Then I was like, I checked the everything, and I was like, well, it's not my internet, so I think it's probably gonna be the servers. And sure enough, it came up like, cannot connect to Destiny servers. I was like, all right, it's a good thing I'm done anyway, so I'm gonna go eat tacos now.
Nice. Yeah, somebody did return one to the store because it wasn't powering on. We did manage to get it turned on for just long enough to start to load a game, just a random game that they had on there, and it was actually really snappy and nice. And then the system just shut down, and that's nice. It wouldn't turn on after that. You'd hit the power button, and the light on the power button would come on, and then just go off.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
No, everything about it is snappy. The menu system going in and out of things. You know how bad the store is on like the regular Xbox One? Like when you go to like search for something and it goes into it and then goes start to play a video and blah blah blah. This has a new. I say new. I don't know. I haven't been in the store in a while on the Xbox. But when I went into it, I clicked on something because I was looking up Cyberpunk. Because I don't think there's any incentives to pre-ordering it. So I was like, well, I'm going to go look at it. So I clicked on it, and then it brings up this thing where it shows the different editions, and you can scroll within the individual boxes for the info.
Really?
Yeah, instead of having to load to the page and then go through it and then back out, and it goes back to the search box and you have to type it back in, it kept me in there, but it gave me all the different versions in separate boxes, and I could scroll in the individual boxes and then move over to the next one and look at it. I was like, oh, this is different. And it just, you hit back and it goes, well, it goes back to the menu you're at before, not all the way back to like the search menu. It goes back to your search results. But then like the one thing that threw me off at first is I didn't see the view all when I was looking at games. So it started games, and then it went to Game Pass, and then it went to EA, and then it went to movies and TVs, and I was like, wait, where are all the games at? Why does it have one section? I didn't realize that was the featured games, and the store is literally the store now.
Okay.
It's like layers of it. So it started with video games, then it went to Game Pass or featured games, Game Pass, EA Access or EA Access. What's it called? Whatever that EA thing is. And then it went to TV and movies, and I was like, "Oh, you go up; those are featured. You can scroll back and forth, and there's a little view all button." Gotcha.
Okay.
But yeah, no. But even going through the menu is like there's no sluggishness. Hitting the Xbox button. I'm still using the Elite controller, so I haven't used the share button yet. But I was thinking about doing it just because I was like, I don't know if there's much of a difference between that. I can try it out for a little bit. It's not like I'm stuck with that controller forever if I go to play with it.
The new controller does feel pretty nice. It has obviously it's new. Like if you compared it to my Elite controller, my Elite controller is fucking worn out, man.
Yeah.
One of the sticks does drift, and the left stick, I was looking at it today because I realized there was like a blackness on my thumb that was rubbing off because of it.
Yep.
And you look at it, and it used to have like a little circular ridge around it, and now it doesn't have that anymore. So it's completely worn
smooth,
out.
Yeah.
But the new controller is really nice. The shoulder buttons have like no sound to them, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Really
super
weird.
Soft. Yeah.
So they're super soft and quiet, and then the D-pad has a really satisfying and nice click to it.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the segments anymore, so it's like it moves really easily, and yeah, the buttons have that texture on them too that make them nice and feel good too. I was like, okay. I'd
still probably like to upgrade to the Elite Series 2 though.
Well, did I tell you about mine?
Mm-hmm.
My Series 2, the top part of the left thumbstick is dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm just out of warranty.
Ah.
Yep.
That fucking sucks.
Real happy about it.
I bet. That thing's a fucking expensive controller.
Yeah. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, God damn it. Yeah, because I was playing, when I started replaying Destiny, I was like, I'm like, wow, why is he, it's so hard to aim. I'm like, what is happening with this? And I was in the menu, and you move the reticle around to choose different things and stuff, and I was like, I'm pushing up, and it's like,
barely not doing anything.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I'm jamming it. And it's like, going down left, right, and fine. I'm like, what the hell? And then I go to a little bit up and to the right, and it goes fine. And I was like, that's bad. And I pushed over, and it just stayed there. And I was like,
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not a good feature at all.
So then I backed out of the game thinking, is it Destiny that's doing it? And then I went to the menu, and I couldn't go up. And I was like, oh, my controller's fucked. Sweet. So I changed the sensitivity thinking maybe it was that, but no, it's just the whole thing, that section of it is just dead. I tried blowing it out, maybe there's some dust in there. Nope, it's dead.
Right.
Dead. Dead. I was like, cool. That was a $200 controller. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Right.
So happy about it. But yeah, no. So I'm using my Elite 1 controller right now, and like I realize like I've also worn that down a little bit. It's not broken by any means, but it doesn't feel the same. And the Elite controller 2 is just felt so much better. It's such a better build of a controller. I was like, man, I don't want to spend another $200 on this fucking controller a year later.
Although, well, it makes me wonder though, since they added a share button to the new controller, are they going to come out with a new Elite controller then that's going to have a share button on it?
Yeah, it's dumb that they don't have it. Like, it should have. Obviously that feature wasn't available at that time, so like they didn't want us to know about it or whatever. But I was like,
but still, the point would be then, why would you release an Elite controller 2 during the first year of, well, not the first year, but still during your Xbox One X?
I said the same thing.
Not just launch a Elite controller 2 with your new console.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, why aren't we getting this controller? Like, with like, why aren't we getting a new that controller then? They're like, oh, it's new for this year. I'm like, or we all know you have a new console coming out in 2020. You could release it at the same time. Yeah,
because ostensibly, if they do a new one, it's just going to be a 2.1 version.
Yeah, it's not going to be a third generation. Yeah, it's just going to be,
Yeah.
It's going to be like the white one was the black one when it came out. Everyone's like, oh, the new one. I'm like, no, it's just white, kids.
No, yeah.
This one's going to be the same thing, but like
different color.
A new button.
Yeah.
Well, it only sucks because that's where the button to switch the profiles on the controller is right where the share button's at on the new controller.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because it's the Xbox button, and it's right below it. That's where the profile button for the Elite controllers are. The first one was a switch. The second one's a button. But
if it's a button, you just slide it over and put the share button right next to it.
Yeah, just right there. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. But speaking of Destiny, though, real quick. So, we were griping about this last week.
Yes.
The whole RNG nonsense, right? Talking about how I did a public event on Heroic all by myself. With,
and you got garbage for it.
Just complete garbage, right?
Yeah.
So, yesterday, I was playing. I was on Europa, one of the new places, and there's this. One of the new public events is the darkness summons people, and it basically attracts them to basically do whatever, right?
Okay.
The whole thing is this: basically one of the big old crystalline triangle things shows up. The Fallen show up, and they're trying to take it, right? It moves around to different areas, and each area you have to go to, you have to hold the circle until it deactivates a shield on one of these 3 mechs that lands. The entire time, if you're by yourself, you're just getting overrun, right? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the event for the most part by myself. I finally found out how to do the heroic version of it, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But on Europa, certain times there'll be high value targets that show up, right? Just like anyone, you know, Super Gold Bar shows up. They have just fucking tanks. They take tons of damage. They do a lot of damage, right? Well, one of the new ones for Europa is a mech. Okay. So he shows up in the middle of this, and he's way more aggressive than the other ones are. And he takes way more damage. So I just skedaddle backwards and I'm away from everything, so I can't activate the shields then, and the timer for the event runs down, and I haven't done anything. I didn't capture any of the points. I didn't do any of it. Ends, I walk over, I get a legendary out of it. So I didn't even complete the actual event. I literally just let the time run out from being part of it. I get a legendary one. Later, I do the same event in a different area on Europa, get it to heroic, beat it. I get planetary currency out of it in Glimmer. No item at all. I was like, what?
That's stupid.
I was like, this is beyond broken at this point.
Yeah.
If you're in heroic, you should be guaranteed a legendary. I didn't do anything in a public event, and I got a legendary.
They basically rewarded you just for showing up.
Yeah. And then today I was playing, and I was running around Cosmodrome, and people are trying to make loot caves out of these areas where bad guys keep spawning, and it can kind of work, but it's not broken in the way that, like, it keeps pumping out enemies, right? But to get a prime engram, you have to kill 1,800 bad guys before it drops.
Ugh.
Right?
Wow.
So, and you can get them dropped other times. They can drop from other things, right? But it's weird because I think it's if you do damage and someone kills it, that counts.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so we're going through, and there's 2 different areas. And if you remember you didn't play Destiny 1 though, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I remember hearing about the loot cave in Destiny 1.
Yeah. So there's actually a really funny Easter egg for people who haven't played it yet. But so in this area that normally in the first game, there's a public event that happened where a spider tank would land and you have to destroy it. Right now, it'll every now and then drop just a red bar spider tank. It's pretty fun just to kill. But there's 2 bunkers that have the cannons in it, the fucking whatever those things are called, and there's a spawn room in it where the bad guys come out in loops, and if you kill 2 groups of them, a major will come out, a gold bar, and you can kill them, right? And obviously they count for more of that 1,800 than just the regular red bar does. I can't remember the numbers. It's like 25 or 50 or whatever it counts for. Anyhow, so you can keep killing them over and over again. And if you have the Scorch Cannon, that's what it's called, you can just fucking island them. If you have your super, you can just, and there's a bunch of red bars, you can just kill them over and over again, just dropping fucking ammo, you're running out, all that stuff, right? Well, we're doing this, and I shoot this fucking red bar in the face with a bow, and he drops a legendary item. So I walk over and I pick it up, and I was like, it's a legendary item, so it's an early night. It's going to be, I think it's going to fall 1 point below my total. So it may be better than an item I have, but not going to be higher than my total. Only prime engrams and pinnacle ones would be higher. But then I kill a major, and obviously, like, the chance of him dropping anything are slim to none. He drops a blue item. I go pick it up, whatever. I'm going. I kill another red guy, and another purple item drops. And I was like, what's happening? And then the servers kick off, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go load into a different area. And that's when I had to start problems connecting over, and it was just a giant pain in the ass. But anyhow.
Because you entrust the high-end stuff to the lower tier bad guys. That's what you do.
I was excited about the new content they launched with the update on Tuesday, but I'm also very upset about it right now.
And why is that? What is the new content, and why are you upset?
So one of their ideas for this one is they introduced something called this is the season of the hunt, which is interesting, but also dumb because the season of the hunt is season 12 of the season pass, whatever, right? 12?
Okay.
Yeah, 12. That started when the game launched, which was not this Tuesday, last Tuesday, right?
Okay.
Same day the Xbox Series X and S came out, blah, blah, blah. So you think obviously the season starts when the new game launches, but there's an event as part of the season pass, or season, not part of the season pass, but just in the season in general, called the Season of the Hunt, and introduces a new character called the Crow, who is a returning character, who is Aldrin, if you remember the Cade one where Cade was killed.
I didn't get that far.
Gotcha. So anyways, he's the guy from the first game. He came back and he was possessed by his evil sister and blah, blah, blah. He led the charge and the army that basically ended up killing Cade, and you end up killing him at the end. He gets resurrected as a guardian.
Okay.
Big spoiler, right? But instead of letting you, because you're told like this new character, the Crow, is who you're going to be interacting with, and instead of letting you know the big reveal, they show you the Crow is Aldrin in the gameplay trailer that they launched for Season of the Hunt. So you already knew who you're going with. I was like, that's dumb. Anyways, that's not the point. So the new event is a thing called the Wrathborn Hunt, and you get this lure that basically gets these dudes that are infected by Hive. Then they're like harder enemies or whatever. You do the first one, and it's at like 1100 for the light, and then they jump to like 1220, and I was like, and they're so hard to do by yourself because you're the only target, and so just every bad guy's just fucking. I'm like, I can't do this by myself, and you can't. And it's not like a strike where you just get two random people. It's solo unless you're with a team, and I was like.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this because I want some of these items, but it's damn near impossible to do this because you have to kill this heavy to get this spot where it gives you a boost to take down the boss, but you can't do that because you get flooded by everybody else. And I was like, all right, well, this is dumb. But it's cool because it also gives you more to do, but it's also something you can't really do solo, which is kind of shitty.
Yeah, it sounds like they really aimed this towards people in groups for some weird reason, because I know you were talking about when you first started, you were having so much problems with it because you were obviously a lower light level than what was out there for the missions the new missions. I talked to Matt about this at work, and he says that he played through it with a friend of his,
mm-hmm.
and that they had no problem doing all this stuff. Well, yeah, because there's two of them.
Yep.
But you as one person is struggling through it. Which seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, because they don't balance it well enough to be one. I get it. If your light level's not high enough, you're going to get killed faster because the bad guys are more powerful than you. I get it, right? But I was doing ones where, like, at the time I was like 1206 or 1208 or something like that. And, like, it's recommended to be 1180.
Mm-hmm.
I'm above that.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be getting hit by red bars and getting fucking trashed. I should, I was like, whatever, but like it just made me mad. But I did discover, I was playing on Europa, just running around doing bounties, and this, I say chick, but it was a female hunter character. I don't know if it was a lady in real life or whatever, or a dude who's identifies as a video game lady. I don't know. Anyways, she's fucking lighting bad guys up with a bow, and it's shooting arc off people, and I was like, what the fuck bow is this? I want to find out. So I'm stalking this bitch trying to get her info, right? I'm trying to hit the button to like long press, but she keeps jumping because she's a hunter, and fucking Christ, they don't stay on the ground. So I finally get it because she stops to do something, and I pull it up, and it's the Trinity Ghoul, which is a legendary, exotic bow, and I was like, I have that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this thing so powerful? I fucking don't remember. I loved that thing when I had it. So I looked it up, and it's basically whenever you get a critical, like you finish someone like with a critical hit, it does a thing called arc, and when the next arrow you have has arc on it, if you kill that person, it arcs electricity off, right?
Oh,
well,
okay.
I was like, that's pretty dope, and it works really well, right? But you have to get that critical hit to get the charge. But also I was like, oh, precision hit, yeah, I'm so good at this. Then I got the catalyst for it.
Okay.
So if you remember what catalysts are for exotic weapons, is when you basically, it does it, but it increases the perk. Like it takes whatever the intrinsic perk is, which on that one is the arc one, and boosts it somehow. Like if it was a shotgun that shot a slug, it now shoots slugs in something else or whatever, right? So this one, after you activate it, which is basically killing a certain percentage of people, which they don't tell you what the number is. They just tell you a percentage. I'm like, I'm going to keep killing people with this bow until I fucking get it. It basically does it so instead of having to get a precision kill to get the arc, it's just a kill.
Oh.
And you get it back. And it stacks. So if you have it and you shoot somebody and they don't die, but the arc kills somebody, you get the charge again.
Oh, nice.
So I'm fucking... And you don't even have to hit them, because you can hit nearby and the arc will jump. Even if it's like stationary. It doesn't have... You don't have to hit our target. You can hit a rock behind him and the arc hits him and it kills him. So I'm fucking lighting people up. Now I know why she's using it, because like I'm fucking taking out 5-6 people at a time with this thing.
Yeah.
And again, one of my least favorite things about it is if you want to do certain things, they kind of force you into playing gameplay that you don't want to play, and I had to play Gambit, which isn't that bad because it's PvE and PvP, but whatever. I got a fucking Guardian with it. He invaded it. Did you ever play Gambit when it came out?
Nope.
So basically, player versus environment, 2 different fields. You can't really see the other team, but whatever. And then as you donate motes from killing enemies, you can put blockers on the other side, and you put so many, and it opens a portal where you can send one of your guardians across to kill them, and it slows down the progression. So it happens on obviously both sides. It tells you when they come in, and they start. All they do is, if they're smart, they go right after you, because it will slow down the progress. Because if you die and you have motes, you lose those motes. No one can pick them back up. They're just gone forever. So I see this chick, this person coming, and they kill the guardians right next to me. And I'm in there. I didn't realize I had the arc charge on. I popped out and I was like, fuck it. I aimed, hit him, boom, kills him. I was like, fuck yeah. And then I got destroyed by a bad guy. But I was like, hell yeah, you got fucked up. And then that person came back and hunted me down. So, I guess they got their revenge. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff to it, because then they have one of the other characters in Europa. He's got these new things that have their time released as well, so they keep going through to add stuff, and then they have artifact stuff. It's like they added more stuff in, but it still it pisses me off, because there's certain events where it's like, it'd be really nice to have another person to fucking do this with, because like strikes, some of these missions are like strikes where there's just so many bad guys, and I'm like, ugh. But that fucking Trinity Ghoul, though, lighting up fucking fools.
Kind of evens the odds.
Yeah, sometimes. Because you can just blindly shoot it, and fucking, even if it's like barely a draw and it fucking hurts people, I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Nice.
But, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a bit of video game stuff. So, what do you think about this Wonder Woman 84 thing?
So the fact that it's being released in theaters and on HBO Max in the same day?
Yeah.
I think at this point in time, it's a brilliant idea.
Yes, very much so.
Make your money from the theaters of what you can, because there will be people that will go out into theaters and go see it. I venture to guess we might even go see it in theaters.
Maybe.
But the people that don't want to go into theaters, or the places that you can't go to theaters,
yep.
There you go. Boom, HBO Max. You can go watch that shit. So I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. Was it you that said it's only there for a month, or did I see that in an article?
You must have seen that in an article, because I didn't see that at all.
Okay, yeah, because I thought I saw something pop up. It was on this. I don't remember where it was, and I was gonna send it to you guys, and I got distracted because I don't know why I got distracted, but that's what I do. It's I guess it's only on HBO Max for a month. I'm trying to look it up right now.
Pretty weird.
Yeah.
I would have thought that once you just release it in HBO Max, you've released it.
Yeah.
Done. Why have it on there for just a month? Especially since you know it's going to be back on that service sometime later next year.
Yeah, if not, you're going to be there within good.
I mean, especially you have to have that. I'd almost say you'd have to have that on there when the Justice League comes out.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You
Oh
have to
no,
have
right here.
all of them on there.
Yeah, 31 days.
No. Okay. Gives you 31 days to watch it. At least it's like a 31-day rental.
Oh, so here's where did it go? So here's the deal as I hear it, this person says. And remember, we don't know what movie theaters will be open on Christmas or by Christmas, so who knows what theaters will actually have it. It says Wonder Woman 1984 will only play on HBO Max for the first 31 days before Warner pulls it off. And again, it will be still be in theaters. From day 32 to 60, the sequel will have an exclusive theater window before going on PVOD, so obviously buying it video on demand, premium video on demand as it says here, on day 61. So basically, so another 60 days. Day 61 will go on premium video on demand. Then that's the only way Warner can get exhibitors to go along with this whole idea of what's going on. And then it says that theaters will have a chance, or will still be playing it even when it's on premium video on demand. So it's never going to leave theaters for that window. It's still going to have its 3, 4, or 5 weeks in theaters. Well, I mean, that's actually 2 months. So, I mean, it's more than 3 or 4. But obviously, that window is a lot different than it used to be. So, like, 2 months, it makes more sense than 4 weeks. Because 4 weeks now is not like 2 months ago. You can make $1 billion in 2 months this time last year. But you ain't making that in 4 weeks now.
No, definitely not. It sounds like an interesting idea. I think I can see the reasoning behind it. I guess even from an HBO Max perspective, hey, we're getting this brand new movie on here. A lot of people want to see it because a lot of people really love the first one.
Yep.
We know you can't make it to theaters, so sign up for HBO Max. Whether you're paying for it or just getting a free trial of it, and then you accidentally don't, cancel the subscription after the trial period ends.
Yep.
You got money there. Then they cancel. Then they take it off, and then you make whatever money you can from theaters and from video on demand services, because you always have to include them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess it could make sense. It'll be an interesting release model to see how it works. But might as well try it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously they paid attention to the fact that this isn't going away. And they're like, because I'm sure this wasn't a recent thing where, like, in the last few weeks, they're like, what we should just do? Dump it on Disney or on HBO Max for a little while, and that's it. I'm sure they were working on this for a while. It just happened to be they saw that there was no change in what's happening, and they're like, we need to do something. And they're still making revenue, obviously, with HBO Max and subscribers, but I mean, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of people doing trials trying to get it and things like that. But it's interesting. Paige and I were walking around Walmart yesterday when Mike sent that out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then obviously I was looking at it and I was like, "Well, that's fucking awesome! Like, I'm gonna watch that shit at home because I'll be home on Christmas Day, so might as well watch it."
Yeah, that's a good point.
Watch Christmas Story, watch Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
That's how we do
Christmas
things.
movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean,
maybe.
If you watch it on Christmas, is it a Christmas movie?
No.
Damn it. Okay. What if I watch it dressed like Santa Claus? Oh, damn it. All right.
It has to have Christmas in it in order to be considered a Christmas movie.
Like Gremlins.
That's why Die Hard. Yes, and Die Hard. Because those movies take place during Christmas. They're not a movie about Christmas.
No, I never said that.
They take place during Christmas.
Yep, so they're a Christmas movie.
So they're Christmas movies.
Because everyone says that Home Alone's a Christmas movie.
Right, and it's not about Christmas.
Nope.
It just takes place during the time of Christmas.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's not what I wanted. What the hell was that?
I don't know. What'd you click on? I can't see your screen.
This weird sidebar came up. The hell was that?
Like in your computer or in the website?
On my Safari. How did I do that? I don't know what it did. Somehow I got the side menu to show up that has like your favorites and history and stuff. But I didn't click on the button. I did some kind of weird finger movement and I got it. I don't know what the hell happened. Whatever, I don't know. I was trying to scroll and all of a sudden they popped up and I was like, my computer's broken. Wish I knew how to fix it. Oh, wait. Yeah, so did you see the backlash of fucking Marvel fans saying that Disney should do that same thing for Black Widow?
No, I didn't.
Their whole excuse was DC's putting their female-led superhero movie out for people to watch at home. Why won't you? And I was like, that seems sexist as shit.
It really does.
Why does that have to do anything?
When is their release date for that movie?
March or something like that?
Yeah, so they got plenty of time
Yeah.
to see how things play out. Wonder Woman has been pushed back, 3 times?
Yeah,
now?
Easily. Yeah, Black Widow's only pushed back technically twice now. But Wonder Woman was supposed to be out in fucking April, right? Was the original
Something
release date?
like that.
Yeah, that was like, come on, man. Holy shit, it's 2.5 hours long?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Holy goddamn, that's awesome.
Right?
Fuck yeah, dude, get that shit. Do it up, kids. Way to go, DC's like, we don't give a fuck about pee. You better hold that shit or be okay with missing stuff.
You're already social distancing. Just go in the cup.
Yeah, I mean, you're far enough away, right? No one's looking over your shoulder like a creeper. And if they are, they're going to want to see your dick anyways.
Right?
That's why you always bring a second cup.
Is that why you always bring a second cup?
Yep. It's not to share with people.
No.
It's reported to have a $200 million budget. Seems like a lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Trying to look up the original.
Amount of CG going into that movie.
Yeah, no shit.
The number of big name actors in that movie. Could see 200 million easily.
All right, so here it is. So it was originally announced for December 13th of 2019.
Right.
Then it was moved to November 1st of 2019.
Okay, first move.
Then it was delayed till June 5th of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was announced on the 24th of March that because of COVID, they moved it back to August 14th. Then, because of the growing pandemic, they moved it back to October 2nd. Then they originally said they were going to delay it till 2021, and then now they say they're putting it on Christmas.
So we'll call that a good five delays.
Yeah.
6 if you include the fact that they wanted to push it back till next year and then decided not to.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah. That's way more than I thought it was. I remember it was supposed to be...
way more. Obviously you asked earlier, I was thinking that it was originally scheduled to come out sometime in January, February. But to say last year...
Yeah, last December.
A month from now? Holy shit.
Well, because originally they wanted in December, but it was too close to something else that was big. That it was supposed to be big. It wasn't Star Wars. It was something else. Can't remember what it was.
What was last year?
Because Star Wars was earlier in the year. I don't remember what it was. I just remember, and they're like, "We're going to move it forward," and we're like, "Oh, that's probably a good idea." And then, of course, they're like, "Nah, we're going to wait till next year." We're like, "Okay." And then
Endgame? Did Endgame come out last December?
No, Endgame was earlier in the year. What was in December 2019?
That's
Movie
a very good question.
Releases December 2019. Enhance. Oh, it was Jumanji. No, it was Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, it was Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, okay, I was right. It was Star Wars. Yeah, because they're like, no, we ain't going against Star Wars. Like, it was fucking, we already got our ass kicked by fucking Avengers. We're not going to do this. Yeah, so it was Star Wars, and they moved it, and then obviously that didn't happen. They're like, There was like rumors of reshoots and all sorts of shit going on. Because what day was that? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, December 20th, yeah, so it was like literally a week before. They're like, we're going to give it a month, and then we're going to give it 6 months after, and then we're going to give it a year.
And another month. They gave it all the months.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to give it all the months we can, literally. It's pretty interesting. Again, this ever-changing pandemic world we're in.
Yeah, right.
We're fucking just, it seems that, like, not even talking about the pandemic, just in general, like business and around it, like movies and stuff like that, is like they're trying their hardest to get productions up and running, and you keep hearing about delays because of like COVID outbreaks and shit. Like another delay of The Witcher just happened because like the area they're shooting in, but luckily they're moving to another area, but of course that area now has a fucking flare up of it, so it's like, god damn,
right?
So ridiculous.
Yeah. But at least I'm happy about that The Witcher Season 2 is on track.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going.
Yeah.
It's not on track anymore after another delay, but at least it's going.
There was something else I was going to talk to you about, too, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, we have the latest episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Space creatures, space creatures, space creatures! So we had Tremors episode 1. We had Arachnophobia / Eight-Legged Freaks episode 2.
Okay.
And we had Weird Monster Jaws in episode 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
What monster movie's next?
I don't know. Some sort of Godzilla type movie?
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, we're going to have like a kaiju of some sort, right? But it's got to be... Dude, if it's a Rancor... And that's a pretty Godzilla-ish type kaiju thing, you know, like a giant version. Because there was a part in the Starkiller games. Was it the second one where you went to the planet that had Rancors lived on that planet, and they lived in caves, and you had to go in this cave, and there was like 7 or 8 of them. And you had you could choose to try to take them down, but they're so big and they take so much damage. Which really, if you think about it, they shouldn't, because if you just throw a lightsaber and chop a leg off, they're pretty immobile. But I digress.
Semantics,
Yeah, you had to keep going on these platforms, and if you fell, you had to run from them. I was like, this is fucking terrible. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, no. Episode, or chapter 11. Of Mandalorian season Dose. The Heiress was exciting, to say the least. It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, fantastically, I might add.
Yes, fantastically. So many good shots. And I don't know how much of that is her / cinematography, but that combination or whatever was fantastic. Those hallway scenes, I guess you'd call them, the corridor scenes on the frigate thingy, were amazingly shot. Like when the Mandalorians were coming towards the camera and just firing blasts, and you could, if you have a good sound system, you can hear the carnage behind you, which is fucking rad. But just watching it with the smoke clearing and the blaster fire, I was like, and they're working together, just so well planned together. Like one's shooting over one's shoulder. I was like, I want more of this. Why can't this be called the Mandalorians? Right.
Just get a hold. Well, because you would end up running through everybody like they did there.
Yeah, they literally fucking. Those stormtroopers are like, we're good. We can. No, we're all dead. That part when
that one of the Mandalorians before, while they were planning the mission, made a joke about how the stormtroopers couldn't hit anything.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I thought that was funny.
But the battle tactics alone, we were talking about at work the other day, when was it you and I or Johnny and I? I don't know, whatever it was. When they were attacking the frigate for the first time, and Sasha Banks or Mercedes' character comes down and grabs that one stormtrooper and flies off again. Oh, echo. I got an echo from you. Yep. Yeah, your audio's away. Yeah, your audio's away. I can't hear you. And he's back.
Why did that suddenly happen now?
I don't know. It's like a weird time thing. That was at 45 minutes.
That's weird.
No, that's strange. But anyways, when she... I know her character has a name. I feel bad calling it the fucking... Sasha Banks. But it's a Star Wars name, so it's hard to remember. Ding, 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 ding.
Anyway, she flies up into the air and ostensibly just like disappears, and suddenly they go to a shot of the interior of the bridge or the control deck of the ship, and you just see that stormtrooper hit the windshield and like slide off.
And the two driving are like,
yeah,
I don't think that's normal.
No, not normal at all.
Koska Reeves, right, is the character's name that she plays, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's her. I think I found it. Doesn't matter. Anyways, Sasha Banks' character.
Mercedes Varando is Koska Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's Sasha Banks from WWE fame, of course. But I mean, just when going back to the beginning, or not the beginning, but when you first see him, and Mando's obviously in like dire trouble because like the child gets fucking yeeted into the fucking crazy fucking Jaws monster thing, and like water sarlacc, I guess you could call it too, and his ass just fucking hops in. I was like,
Yeah, he was like the child.
Shit, bruh. It's cool, though, because you can see the child reach forward and hit the little thing to close the bubble down. Mm-hmm. Which sucks now. He doesn't have his little carrier now.
Right?
I was like, dang.
Makes me wonder what's going to happen next, unless he salvages it and just, bangs out the dents. I mean, it's not going to look any worse than his ship.
It fits along with that ship, too. Yikes.
Dude, Jesus. I can't believe that thing still flies being held together with twine and hope.
There was like moss, too.
Oh, sorry, twine, hot moss, and hope.
Yeah, a lot of hope, like a new hope.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but like when they landed on the ship or the boat, and they start fucking taking everybody out, I was like, yes, please, because they get you that little bit of you saw in the first season when they came to rescue him for the first time in like the town, and they're just dispatching everybody with like simple ease. And then, like, even they're taking shots off their armor, and I was like, yes, this is what I want. Much like the internet, I'm really hoping that he goes to help them more later on in the season. Because, yes, I would like that quite a bit.
Right? You want to see him kind of... Because now you know a little bit more about his order. I'm going to admit that, obviously, I don't know all the ins and outs of all the Star Wars universes as it is, and you find out that he's technically a part of the Watch, which is also known as the Death Watch.
Death Watch, yeah.
Of Mandalorians, an old school cultish, I guess you could call it, sect that it has a very classic arcane idea of whatever the way is, but they also never remove their helmets in front of anybody.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool to see him start to, even if he doesn't remove his helmet, at least he is no longer a part of some weird death cult type thing. Because apparently that cult also, I don't know if they were somehow tied to Darth Maul at one point.
Yeah.
Right?
So Bo-Katan's father, which is, my theory is the one that saved Mando when he was a child, because in that episode when you see it, you can see the insignia of the Death Watch on his shoulder. I think that's him, And in that trailer, he never speaks. But in the cartoon, the Clone Wars cartoon, where Bo-Katan and her father and Death Watch kind of made their premiere, he was voiced by Jon Favreau. So it'd be cool, obviously, if they had a voice actor come through, because obviously, for flashbacks, because spoiler alert, he's dead now in the time of the Mandalorian, because he got his head cut off by Darth Maul.
Okay.
Using the Darksaber.
Uh-huh.
So, when he did that, Darth Maul took over the Death Watch, and they basically was the ruler of Mandalore for a while, until he got taken out by, I'm not going to spoil everything for everybody who wants to watch the Clone Wars. And he's not the one, he's not the one, he didn't die there, he died somewhere else. Again, spoiler alert. So, like, I think, be cool if we see a flashback of Jon Favreau either rocking some armor or at least doing the voice again, because he did do the voice. And the cool thing about Bo-Katan is she was voiced by Katie Sackhoff in the cartoon, and they brought her back to play her in the show, which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool too. You think Katie Sackhoff just like, hey, this armor was made for me. I'm just going to take this home.
I would have been like, oh, sorry guys, I'm gonna see you guys later. I'll bring this back if I have to come back in.
Yeah.
I'll keep it. I mean, like, I would definitely be like, no, I'm gonna go to my trailer. She has a trailer? Yeah, it's fine. She's a big star. She's from Battlestar Galactica.
We know how to contact her.
Yeah.
'Cause that armor was dope and super intricate.
Yeah. The fucking owl on the face. Man, oh, so good. I was like, when she landed, and I was like, I told you this, I yelled at the TV again like a fucking maniac, and I was like, oh my God. And it was funny because it didn't dawn on me the heiress. I was thinking like that was a reference to the fish lady.
Right.
And then she lands, and I lost my shit, and I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't remember her name. I was like, it's something Bo something. I'm yelling, and Paige is like, what are you yelling? I'm like, she's from the cartoon. And because I stayed off social media all day, the day before, because like obviously it launched that, and then like all that day, and I was like, so Paige and I could watch it, and I was losing my mind and just again like a fucking maniac yelling at the TV like it made any difference. And I'm like, yeah, and then I start explaining stuff to her, and she looks at me like, yeah. And I was like,
okay, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I was like, you're just humoring me. She's like, I am. I was like, well, at least I know you are. Yeah, it was cool to see them, and it's funny because like when I was real confused because like her and Mercedes' character, Sasha Banks' character, Koska, they have the owl masks and their insignia, but the dude didn't. Axe wolves. And then I was like, I said to Paige, I was like, that's because he's not one of them. He's not one of the owls. And she's like, what? I was like, they're only women. She only has women in her group. And she's like, you're really excited. I was like, they're live action, like a giant nerd. And I was like, I love Star Wars. And she's like, okay. I was like, don't worry, I like girls too, but Star Wars. But yeah, I was just freaking out. I was like, oh my god. And we're gonna potentially see lightsabers next episode. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out tomorrow morning.
I won't, because I'll be on my way to LA.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but a little known thing that was announced just yesterday, the day before. Tomorrow's episode, so Chapter 12, Episode 4 of Season 2, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have a name yet, but it was directed by Carl Weathers.
Oh.
Yeah. So not only is he making...
Has he done any other episode?
He did not. No, he didn't direct anything from the first one. But it's obviously, if you remember, he was in the first season.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if he is in the episode as well, because as you've seen from the trailer, both his character and Gina Carano's character both come back. He looks a little more weathered. Wink, wink. Carl Weathers weathered. Get it?
Gotcha. I see what you did there.
What's his name? Anyways, he has more of a white beard now versus like a dark black grayish one like he did in the first, which makes me think that there is a time jump. But it'll be interesting if he makes his own return to that one. And then episode 5, chapter 13, is directed by Dave Filoni. That was announced as well. So we'll see. And I'm thinking episode 15, or chapter 15, episode 7, is actually directed by Rick Fumuyaka, I think is how you say his name, because he wrote it, and he directed Chapter 2 last year.
Okay.
So, and he co-wrote the Prisoner episode with Christopher Yost, the one that everyone's like, this is the best episode ever, and then the next episode comes out, this is the best episode ever, but that one they're talking about, which really shows Mando's like, he's not a bad guy, he's just like a dude who he does what he needs to do to get by.
Yeah.
But again, it's crazy, and I don't know if you've never watched Deadwood, right?
No, I didn't.
So for the third episode this season, a Deadwood actor was in the episode.
Okay.
So crazy, bro. Like, what's going on?
I don't know. People need to eat.
Well, that's a fair assessment, sir.
Well, who was it in episode 1, 2, and 3? Who were they?
So Timothy Olyphant was the marshal. He was in Deadwood. The bartender in the first episode was in Deadwood, and then the pilot or the mechanic lady, she's in Deadwood as well. And then in this one, obviously, the dude, the general, or they call him, is it general? The dude that was basically in charge of the Imperial shoot. They shot the two pilots.
Yeah.
He was in Deadwood as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, real crazy. I was like,
from an actual Western to a space Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, still a Western, There's
right.
gunfire, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. And again, when these are all out, I will be watching all of them straight through again. And the time or length of the episodes really varying again. 54 minutes, like 40 something minutes, and 33 minutes. And I was like, I'm okay with you guys making it like don't throw a filler in or do some dumb stuff. But I'm like, really wish these were hour-long episodes, just so I can see more of it.
Solid, at least 50 minutes.
Yeah, but whatever. I'll take what I get. Whatever. Don't get into this 12-minute bullshit.
I'm okay with obviously I want longer episodes, but goddamn, they're so gorgeous looking. They're so good looking, good sounding. I'm okay with if they have to use some of the budget that would normally go to length of time to just making it look good.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound
good. Speaking of making things sound good, comes naturally. We are
Joe.
I'm Cody. It's just us today, and actually, we're done with this episode unless Joe has anything else to talk about.
Nope, I can't think of a thing.
We've run for about an hour, so sounds good to me. As usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.